Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Lauren.
I am Ken.
And you may recognize our voices from the podcast Paradise After Dark.
Dark.
But today we're here to tell you about a nonprofit organization we have created called the Florida Themis Project.
Themis is the Greek goddess of justice, in case you're wondering about the name.
The Florida Themis Project aims to support loved ones and victims of unsolved crimes by financially contributing to various types of investigative tools, including DNA testing.
We also help families and loved ones of missing people by assisting with awareness campaigns, helping with ground searches, or any other assistance that we can provide to the families.
So we are asking for your help to spread the word and grow our organization so we can help as many people as possible.
Please be sure to check out our website at floridathemisproject.org for info about how you can help us or donate.
We are also on Facebook and Instagram at Florida Themis Project.
Even something simply as sharing our posts on social media is very helpful.
For the month of August, we are doing a public awareness campaign for the unsolved murder of Kyle Burtis in Lehigh Acres, Florida.
You can hear our podcast episode about the case and read more on the blog on our website. Again, that's floridathemisproject.org. That's FLORIDATHEMIS project.org.
And if you're planning on being at CrimeCon in Orlando this year, stop by the Paradise After Dark podcast table on Podcast Row and say hello. We'd love to tell you more.
Thanks in advance, true crime friends, for your help and support.
It's been nearly 3 weeks since a St. Augustine woman vanished, and tonight the search for her continues in the Ocala National Forest. 66-year-old Theresa Hartley was last seen on March 10th leaving her St. Johns County home with a friend, and she hasn't been seen since. Her roommate reported her missing about 5 days later. And tonight, On Your Side's Taylor Levesque spoke with a family member. And Taylor, what did that family member have to tell you about this?
Well, Theresa Hartley's niece says she's desperate to find her. Law enforcement says foul play is not suspected and said this is now considered a search and rescue mission. However, her niece says she can't help but feel uneasy about the details reported to police leading up to her disappearance.
I can't see anyone doing anything terrible to her because she doesn't deserve anything like that.
This is 66-year-old Theresa Hartley.
She's talkative. She really loves animals.
Hartley was reported missing nearly 2 weeks ago. Her roommate, who did not want to talk on camera, says he last saw her leaving her home with a friend in a white Dodge pickup truck on March 10th. According to the police report, the friend she was last seen with told police the two left Hartley's home and drove to Lake Delancy in the Ocala National Forest to collect wood when the truck got stuck. Both Hartley and the friend tried to leave the wooded area on foot to get help. The friend says he told Hartley to wait inside the truck and he would return with help. After walking for an unknown amount of time, the friend reports to the police he called his sister who picked him up. Withlacoochee Regional Search and Rescue Chief Sam Matichek says by the time the friend went back for the truck, 2 days passed.
According to what he said, he just went and picked up the truck and he thought Theresa got a ride home.
I did talk to some of her friends who had seen her more recently, and they said that she was having a lot of memory issues. The story doesn't add up to me.
Matichek says search and rescue crews have scoured more than 500 acres of the Ocala National Forest using cadaver and hunting dogs and crews on foot.
My hope is that the story that the person she was with is true, that she became discombobulated and had memory issues and someone picked her up and she didn't know who she was or where she was, and that she is somewhere safe with some people who aren't aware that she's missing.
The search for Hartley continues this weekend. More information about those efforts are on our website, firstcoastnews.com. In the studio, Taylor Levesque, First Coast News, On Your Side.
Hey everyone, Lauren here, and this is a special bonus episode / announcement. I am here with Samantha from the Missing and Murdered in Florida Facebook page. and we are talking about Theresa Hartley. Now, if you'll remember, a couple months ago, Ken and I did an episode about Marion County and all the craziness happening there. And we did a segment on Theresa Hartley, who's been missing since March 11th of this year in the Ocala National Forest. So I am going to let Samantha here give me a little rundown to refresh your memory about the Theresa Hartley case, and then say what she wants to say. Hi, Samantha.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having me. So, just to be clear, too, when Theresa first went missing, everything said March 10th on it. It's completely inaccurate. We have video footage, everything else. It was not the 10th. It was March 11th.
Okay.
So, the 10th came from Sydney Branson in the police report, and then it came from Robert Markwell later on during an interview. Whether they got it mixed up or not, I don't know, but I just wanted to be clear. It's March 11th, 2023 is the day that she was last seen.
March 11th, 2023. And she left her home on March 11th with Sydney Branson, who is a friend of hers. And I know that we went over all this in our episode, and maybe our listeners can go back and listen, but just to refresh. So she left on March 11th with Sydney Branson from St. Augustine, Florida, which is in St. Johns County.
Correct.
And they went where?
So, in St. Augustine, it was Theresa's house.
Right.
So,
okay.
Sydney Branson, and this is coming from Theresa's roommate, was seen leaving her residence with Sydney in his truck. It's a white Dodge dually truck with a 20-foot trailer.
We've posted photos of the truck on our Facebook page.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So the route they were supposed to take is they were leaving her house, going to the Ocala forest to Sydney's firewood spot that he gets firewood at. And then she was supposed to return home that evening, and she never made it back.
So what do we know about what happened while she was in the forest with Sydney? What's the story there?
So I can give you the police report story.
Yeah,
so
tell me. Let's focus on the facts. We don't want to,
right.
So
from the police report, Sydney basically lets law enforcement know that his truck got stuck, and it was stuck on a ATV trail. So everyone gets a visual. The ATV trails are for just that, ATVs only.
Right.
Some of them out there are ATVs and Jeeps, but these are, it's like sugar sand. Like, you're going to bury a vehicle, especially without four-wheel drive, which he didn't have. So he got it stuck. It was off of 66, and I believe it's 11, which is like 88. It's all the forest roads out there.
Right.
So from there, him and Theresa exited the truck, supposedly started walking to get help. And at some point, he tells Theresa to go back to the truck and wait for him, and that he'll bring help to the truck. Because, to be fair, no one's going to be walking in that sand. It's like treading water. And she wasn't in the shape or physical. She didn't have the capability to do it.
Right.
So he tells her to go back to the truck, and then all of a sudden that's where everything just is not, there's no pieces in the middle of any of this. The truck is found not Sunday, on the Monday. So 2 days later.
So she went missing on Friday or Saturday?
Saturday. So Saturday the 11th.
Okay, then the truck is found on Monday the 13th.
Correct.
Okay.
So the trucks.
Who found the truck?
Well, there's people riding on these trails constantly. So what we discovered was initially there's witnesses that were at his truck. They even, pulled the door handles to see if it was unlocked. They were trying to look inside to make sure, nobody was just laying in there. They didn't know what they came upon. But pictures were taken as well. These people the initial group of people that we made contact with did not report the truck on the trail. They figured, somebody knows that their truck's here. They had to have gone and got help, whatever, and they just kept driving. Well, then another group of people came up and they did report the truck on the trail. So the park rangers came out from the Ocala forest, and then they contacted, I believe it was Marion County, to run the tag. And it came back to Sydney Branson.
Well, Sydney Branson told the police that, I'm sorry, when did Sydney Branson return to the truck?
Not until Monday when they called him and told him where it was located. As far as we know. That's...
And did he report that Theresa was supposed to be with the truck?
No, that's where things get crazy. So as this was moving along further and further, there's witnesses that have been in between Sunday and then into the evening, Saturday and on Sunday that have interacted with him. There's no sign of Theresa with him on any of these incidents. The people he spoke to, not one mention that she was with him, that, she might be lost in the woods. I mean, nothing.
So, who reported Theresa missing?
So, Robert Markwell, which is Sydney's friend, and which is Theresa's friend as well. So, that's what he's claiming.
Okay. And now, correct me, I might be wrong. Now, isn't Robert's brother Theresa's roommate?
No.
Okay.
Robert's brother's son or cousin or something. Somehow they're related to Robert, yes.
Okay. See, that's the thing. That's why I really wanted to kind of nail down the story with you, because I know that you are extremely knowledgeable. And there is so many different stories and rumors happening about this case. And I don't want to propel any rumors, or
right.
I'm trying to get the facts. And the reason we're talking now, and the reason that Samantha and I got together today, was because the Florida Themis Project, which you all know is Ken and I's nonprofit organization, we have donated cases of water and snacks for an upcoming search for Theresa. So this is a public search being done on behalf of Theresa's family, and it's being headed up by the Missing and Murdered in Florida Facebook page. And what are you guys looking for? What do you need?
Lots of volunteers.
Lots of volunteers. Okay. Ken and I are unfortunately unable to volunteer for the search, which is why we offered to donate through the Florida Themis Project to help them out.
Greatly appreciated from you guys.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
That's what we do.
It's awesome.
But so the search is happening on Saturday, August 19th, which is right around the corner.
Yes.
And we're looking for volunteers.
Just anybody, volunteers by themselves is fine. But if anybody has ATVs or trucks or Jeeps just
Side
to
by
transport,
sides.
anything like that, if you could please just bring it to assist in transporting these people to areas, because Ocala Forest is massive.
Right. So this is a massive search area.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's in Marion County. What is the name of the town where the search is starting? Where is everybody meeting up?
In the Ocala Forest.
In the Ocala Forest.
Yep.
Okay, so can we narrow that down a little?
Yeah. The Delancy Loop Trailhead, and it's basically right off of 19 coming into the forest.
In Fort McCoy is the actual name of the town, correct?
This is Fort McCoy, Florida 32134.
It doesn't have an actual physical address. It's a trailhead. Delancy Loop's Trailhead in Fort McCoy, Florida. And I believe if you put Delancy Loop's Trailhead into a GPS,
It'll pop up.
It will pop up, and you could get directions there.
And it's a big parking lot, so people don't think they're going down some trail. It's a hardened surface parking lot.
Yes, and it's easy access, easy to get
Correct.
to, easy to find.
Yeah.
If you have questions or directions, you can contact us at Paradise After Dark or the Missing and Murdered in Florida Facebook page. Is there any other contact info?
Well, I was going to say, on there is an event link. So in order to help us out for accountability, if people could press that they're going to it.
Right.
Because we are going to sector people off into certain areas. So it would definitely make my life easier if I knew how many people were coming.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So how many searches have there been so far for Theresa?
So I would say like public, huge ones, this will be the second.
This would be the second?
Individual groups have like multiple. But I feel like when we were doing this, we didn't have the intel that we have now, if that makes sense. It was kind of like, let's just keep going and going and going wherever in the forest, which mainly everybody was focused around his truck for obvious reasons.
Right.
But now that we're learning other locations, that's kind of what we're focused on now.
Okay. And again, if someone wants to join the search, what if somebody's not on Facebook?
If they do not have Facebook, then they can also email us at 904mmfl@gmail.com.
904mmfl@gmail.com.
Correct.
Okay. And that's it.
I
Okay.
hope they have email.
Well, I'm sure they have email.
You never know.
Well, if they're listening to a podcast, they're probably high tech enough to have email.
They might be at someone else's house.
Well, okay. Well, just show up at the Delancy Loops Trailhead at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday, August 19th, and dress accordingly. The
Please.
Ocala National Forest can be nasty in some spots. Lots of sugar sand, lots of bugs, mosquitoes.
Lots of wildlife.
I
I highly recommend anyone that is coming to start hydrating the day prior.
Right, yes.
Not while you're out there.
Yes, that's a mistake I think a lot of people make.
We will have water thanks to you guys and snacks thanks to you guys. And
Shamelessly plugging Florida Themis Project in here.
No, we appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
And if you guys, we'll have like a couple coolers, but if people want to bring coolers or bags of ice, that would be amazing as well.
Or more water, or more snacks. I mean,
anything to get these people through this entire day.
The more people, the more water, the more snacks, the more eyeballs.
The more areas we can cover, which that's really what our main goal is just to have, we would love to have a massive group and everything is just done on that day so we can move on to the next location.
Right.
So
okay.
That's the goal, at least.
All right. Well, thank you for filling me in. And
Absolutely.
Thank you to our listeners for help us spread the word. And if you're on Facebook, check out the event. What would they search for if they were looking for the event on Facebook?
Well, it's on our Missing and Murdered in Florida page, and then it's also on the Find Theresa Hartley page. So
Right.
I've shared stuff on there, and so it's on both pages right now.
Okay. So they can find it easily on the Find Theresa Hartley page or Missing and Murdered in Florida page.
Correct.
And it has all the info about where to meet up, the times, the dates, everything.
Grid coordinates, everything, yeah.
All right. Wonderful. Well, thank you for talking to me.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for your support in this, because it's definitely a very...
It would be amazing if Theresa were finally found.
It'd be great closure to her family,
Right.
which they surely deserve.
Right. All right, everyone. Thank you again for listening to Paradise After Dark. Dark.